Have your emotions ever crept up on you, just completely uninvited? You're in the middle of saying something or listening to someone, and suddenly your voice catches, and you can feel it coming, that lump in your throat. It happened to me recently. I didn't plan it, didn't see it coming, and it totally threw me. Embarrassing, maybe, but also kind of freeing. And it lingered for days and weeks, actually, and I kept turning it over in my mind. What was that? Why did it hit me like that? So that's what this episode is about. One of those moments that catches you off guard and stays with you. You're listening to Life's Second Act, the podcast where we talk honestly about midlife, its challenges, its opportunities, and new directions. But on this short episode, it's just me, Simon, with one of my midlife musings. So this all started after a podcast conversation I had with Michael. He's been through a lot. Addiction, loss, breaking down at 55, and then rebuilding from the bottom up. And the thing is, I didn't even know him. Not really. We've spoken briefly online before the recording, but that was about it, and that was only for maybe half an hour. Still, as he spoke, I felt it. Not just empathy, but I think something deeper, something maybe unsettling, like my own story was waking up in the background while I listened to his. And yet, being a similar age, our lives were very different. I got choked up a little at the end and struggled to keep it together. And afterwards, when the recording stopped, I just sat there quiet. And it was more than being moved. It felt weird. And I've been asking myself, why? Why now? Why this story? And why does it matter so much to understand that? Here's the thing I keep coming back to. Something we know happens in your 50s. There's this convergence, a piling up of things that were spread out before. Your kids might be grown up or leaving home, you're rethinking work, your energy's different, your parents might be aging, and so are you. Hormones shift, roles shift, time itself just feels different. But more than that, there's this quiet, persistent question that keeps rising up. Is this really the life I'm meant to build? Who am I now that I'm not busy being everything to everyone else? And I don't think it's a crisis. It's more of an unraveling, I suppose. And maybe we need to come undone a little in order to become something else. And in that process, maybe tears are part of that language. Unexpected, inconvenient, often private, but really very real. So here's what I think that emotional moment with Michael gave me, first and foremost. I think it held up a mirror. It showed me something about myself I hadn't really been looking at. Yep, there's empathy. Our brains are wired for it, mirror neurons and all that. But Michael's honesty, I think, exposed something within myself. His story stirring up my own frustrations that I hadn't said out loud in many cases, doubts I'd been sitting on. It's strange how someone else's pain can surface your own like a ripple reaching a place that you didn't even know was tender. And then in the days after came that perspective. Seeing his resilience made me reframe my own mess, not as a failure, but maybe as a beginning. Maybe. Not as a failure, but as maybe a beginning. Here's the second thought. The moment of emotion didn't isolate me. It actually connected me, because when you cry and someone sees it, it's like an unspoken air of trust. It says, I'm not pretending right now. I don't often cry, but I do. Like most of us, we probably learn to hold things back, but Michael's openness did something. It gave me permission in a way to open up. And the connection that followed, it wasn't about words, it was about presence. Letting someone see you, really see you, might be the most courageous thing we do. Now, this part surprised me. Crying, as much as it feels like you're falling apart, is also something physical. Emotional tears are different. They carry stress hormones like cortisol. Some researchers say it's your body's way of releasing what you've been holding. And afterwards, you can often feel a bit clearer, can't you? A bit softer, more able to face things. There's a kind of reset that happens, chemical, emotional, spiritual, a deep sigh for your whole self. And then there's the wider view. When someone shares their pain and their growth, it nudges you to ask those bigger questions. What matters to me now? Where am I holding back? And that kind of reflection, I don't think is a weakness. Maybe it's the start of that rebuilding, finding resilience in yourself. But I do find that really hard to accept. So what do we do with this? Well, I'm still trying to figure that out, to be honest, but here are a few small shifts I'm trying to make. I suppose the first is don't shut it down. When the emotion does come, try not to judge it. Let it be there and notice it and maybe even name it. Then get curious with it. Instead of thinking, what's wrong with me? Ask, what is this trying to show me? I've been told journaling helps, not that I particularly do that. Never very good at that. Or just sitting in stillness. Let the moment speak. And then I suppose the last thing is just talk to somebody. Not everyone. Someone you trust, someone who will listen without fixing, who can hold that space for the mess of it all. So where does this leave me? Honestly, I don't know. I'm still a bit undone. I'm still trying to work out what the hell I'm going to do. But in a way, it feels necessary. Maybe these emotional surges, these tears we don't schedule or want, maybe they're not interruptions. Maybe they're opportunities or inventions to slow down, to listen, to let go of the version of ourselves we no longer need. If nothing else, that moment with Michael reminded me that we are all carrying something. And when one person lays it down, it gives the rest of us maybe the courage or the space to do the same. So I suppose, the next time those tears come, maybe we have to just look at it as a beginning of something, or at least analyze or look into what's going on to make me feel the way I did. Does any of this land with you? Have you ever felt a shift in this part of your life through your own tears? If you're open to it, I'd love to hear your story. You can share it in the comments or drop me a message. And if this episode has resonated with you, consider subscribing or sharing it with someone who's in that same quiet search. But before we go, let me just tell you a bit more about Michael. Michael is a musician and a community arts worker whose life has been marked by decades of struggle with addiction and mental health challenges. From his first drink at the age of 8 to a catastrophic breakdown at 55, Michael's journey reflects the harsh realities of substance abuse, misdiagnosed mental health conditions, and the toll they take on family and relationships. At his lowest point, Michael found himself in A&E after a violent breakdown, cut off from his young daughter and unsure if life was even worth living. But it was precisely at rock bottom where his journey towards transformation began. With the support of Stone Pillow, a charity, and a commitment to a 12-step fellowship, Michael made a life-altering decision to reclaim his life and choose joy, as he says. Over the past 2 years, Michael has undergone a profound shift. He has rebuilt his relationship with his daughter, found clarity in a long-sought mental health diagnosis, and rediscovered his passion for community music. Today, he is not only surviving, he is thriving, living with purpose and gratitude. In the show, we delve into the pivotal moments that shaped Michael's transformation. We discuss the lessons he's learned about self-compassion, the power of accepting help, and how choosing joy has become a daily practice. His story is a testament to the fact that no matter how broken things may seem, it's never too late to embrace a new beginning. The episode's all about hope, change, and the beauty, as I've said, of choosing now. Why not take a listen? So that's it for this short midlife musing. But until the next time, take care and goodbye.